A day of terror. The Myanmar-Thailand earthquake of 2025. The earth roared, buildings swayed, people panicked. On March 28, 2025 at 12:50 p.m. local time, a monstrous earthquake measuring 7.7 on the Richter scale ripped through the heart of Myanmar. The epicenter, located 10 miles northwest of Sagaing, unleashed a wave of destruction that rippled across borders, leaving behind a trail of devastation and despair. This was not just another news event, it was a stark reminder of the immense power of nature and the fragility of human life. The initial reports were grim. Thousands were feared dead, and the number was climbing rapidly. The quake's epicenter, situated at a shallow depth of 10 kilometers, amplified the ground shaking, resulting in more violent tremors at the surface. This shallowness meant that the energy released by the quake had less distance to dissipate before reaching populated areas, leading to more intense shaking and greater damage. The bustling city of Mandalay, the second largest in Myanmar, bore the brunt of the earthquake's fury. Historic structures like the Mandalay Palace, symbols of a rich cultural heritage, lay in ruins. Hospitals, pushed beyond capacity, struggled to cope with the influx of injured, their resources stretched thin. The impact was not confined to Myanmar alone. Neighboring Thailand felt the earth tremble as the seismic waves traveled across the region. In Bangkok, the bustling capital, a 33-story skyscraper under construction crumbled, claiming the lives of 15 construction workers. The tremors, felt in 63 out of Thailand's 77 provinces, served as a chilling reminder that natural disasters recognize no political boundaries. As dust settled and the initial shock began to fade, the true scale of the disaster started to emerge. The world watched in horror as images of collapsed buildings, panicked crowds, and overwhelmed rescue workers flooded news channels. The Myanmar-Thailand earthquake of 2025 was not just a natural disaster, it was a humanitarian crisis of epic proportions, demanding immediate global attention and assistance. The Earth's crust, far from being a solid, unyielding shell, is a mosaic of gigantic plates in constant, albeit slow, motion. These plates grind against each other, collide or pull apart, creating immense pressure along their boundaries. This pressure, when released suddenly, is what we experience as earthquakes. The Myanmar-Thailand earthquake of 2025 was a brutal demonstration of this geological phenomenon. The culprit was the Sagaing Fault, a 1,200-kilometer-long fracture that slices through Myanmar. This fault, a zone where the Indian and Eurasian tectonic plates engage in a constant geological tug-of-war, had remained relatively quiet for decades. This period of seismic quiescence, however, was not a sign of stability, but rather a dangerous accumulation of stress. Like a spring compressed for too long, the Sagaing Fault had been silently building up energy, waiting for the moment to release it. The sudden rupture along the fault line unleashed a tremendous amount of energy, equivalent to hundreds of nuclear explosions. This energy, propagating outward in the form of seismic waves, shook the ground violently, causing widespread destruction in its wake. The Sagaing Fault, long overlooked, had announced its presence in the most devastating way possible. Scientists, drawing parallels with other notorious fault lines like the San Andreas Fault in California, had long warned about the potential for a major earthquake along the Sagaing Fault. The 2025 earthquake, while tragic, served as a stark validation of their concerns, highlighting the importance of understanding and monitoring these geological time bombs. As rescue workers and volunteers frantically searched for survivors amidst the rubble, the true scale of the devastation began to emerge. The official death toll, a grim testament to the earthquake's power, continued to climb with each passing day. By April 5, 2025, just over a week after the initial tremor, the confirmed death toll in Myanmar had soared to 3,354, with 4,850 injured and 220 still missing. The United States Geological Survey, USGS, however, painted a grimmer picture, estimating that the final death toll could exceed 10,000. The physical damage was equally staggering. In Mandalay, once a vibrant hub of culture and commerce, countless buildings lay in ruins. Apartment blocks, now reduced to piles of concrete and twisted metal, served as grim reminders of the lives lost. Ancient monasteries, repositories of history and spirituality, crumbled under the force of the quake. The Mandalay Palace, once a symbol of royal grandeur, stood heavily damaged, its majestic structures scarred by the earthquake's fury. In Thailand, while the death toll was significantly lower, the impact of the earthquake was still deeply felt. The collapse of the 33-story skyscraper in Bangkok, a stark symbol of the city's rapid development, exposed the vulnerability of modern structures to seismic activity. The fact that tremors were felt in 63 of Thailand's 77 provinces underscored the widespread reach of the earthquake's destructive power. The Myanmar-Thailand earthquake of 2025 was not just a story of collapsed buildings and shattered lives. It was a stark reminder of the awesome power of nature and the importance of preparedness in the face of such unpredictable and devastating events. After the initial quake, aftershocks can occur, often causing additional damage and fear. These smaller tremors are the Earth's way of adjusting to the new stress levels. While they are usually less powerful than the main quake, aftershocks can still be dangerous, especially to already weakened structures. It's crucial to stay alert and be prepared for these subsequent shocks. In the aftermath of an earthquake, rescue and recovery efforts are vital. Teams work tirelessly to locate and save survivors trapped under debris. Medical aid is provided to the injured, and temporary shelters are set up for those who have lost their homes. The community comes together, showing resilience and solidarity in the face of adversity. Preparing for future earthquakes is essential. This includes creating emergency plans, securing heavy furniture, and having an emergency kit ready. Education and drills can help ensure that everyone knows what to do when the next quake strikes. By taking these steps, we can reduce the risk and impact of future earthquakes, protecting lives and property.